Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Championship Soccer Stadium. Orange County SC playing host to New Mexico United. With Chris Nurse, I'm Michael Watring. Great to have you with us for tonight's match presented by Cool House. Ice cream for all. New Mexico is riding a hot streak. They've won 3 in a row. They're in the all-black uniforms, going left to right, while Orange County, the orange tops and the black bottoms. This is Tabor Ataka. Takes a left-footed aim shot, and it rolls into the paws of Patrick Kurkowski on the first shot attempt here. And Chris, you look at these two teams. Orange County coming off of that heartbreaking loss on Wednesday. 2 stoppage time goals against Oakland. New Mexico riding great form. What are your keys to this matchup?
Yeah, it's going to be an extremely interesting game. New Mexico on a hot streak of form, as you mentioned, 3 wins in a row. Orange County, on the other hand, you know, the USL Championships title holders from last year, lagging around the bottom of the table right now, trying to pick up momentum going forward. This is going to be important for them to change the momentum of their season. If they're going to ride into the playoffs and be successful again, they're going to have to beat the best teams on the way to doing that and to get their place back into playoffs. So it has to start maybe tonight with New Mexico.
Orange County had been unbeaten in 5 straight until that loss on Wednesday. As this goes out for a goal kick, and facing off against a New Mexico team that has the 2nd longest winning streak in the USL Championship and the best goal differential, +11. Now part of that 7-0 victory over a shorthanded Phoenix Crew last week on that makeup match. But still, this New Mexico team is the stingiest defensive unit in the league. They've given up just 8 goals all season, going against an Orange County crew that has the top tandem in the league in terms of goal scoring in Alosky and Torres. And this one's stolen away by Alosky. Right-footed shot is blocked out, and New Mexico regathers.
Yeah, Orange County have done a good job of taking the lead and starting games well, but they've not quite had the stability to see it through in the end. You know, they've been up two goals in games, come back tied 2-2, been up games where they've been leading, ended up losing. So there's something in the mentality of these players that as the game goes on, they tend to concede and are unable to hold on to the 3 points.
Preston Tabor Ataka tries to get to the touchline and it's swept away. You're right. 7 of the last 8 goals allowed by Orange County have come in the second half, and 4 of those coming in stoppage time. No problem getting a lead. Richard Chaplow said that the team has had a lead in 6 of the last 7, but they only have 2 wins over that stretch.
Yeah, and mentally it's very difficult because obviously the fans in this stadium, at the end of last season they were champions, and this season they're lagging at the bottom of the table. So psychologically, the fans were coming back this season thinking that they were going to continue going forward. Really, it's become a rebuilding season for this team, losing so many players last year.
New Mexico in possession here in the 7th minute. Ball played into the box. Weehan get his team a corner kick for New Mexico here in the 7th minute. New Mexico riding high during this stretch. They have outscored their opponents 12-2 since back-to-back losses at the end of April. It'll be Justin Portillo, the reigning USL Championship Player of the Week, to take this corner kick. Towards the back post, Rivas the intended target, and it gets cleared out. Only as far as Weehan. It's cleared away by Orange County. You're mentioning that fact of Orange County last season. Well, that's the last time that they lost back-to-back matches. They countered that at the end of October by winning 4 consecutive regular season matchups and then winning the USL Championship at the end of the season. So looking to avoid that back-to-back loss here today after Wednesday night's effort against Oakland. Flag up against Preston Tabor Ataka, the 23-year-old from Cameroon. Well, this match delayed roughly an hour. So technical difficulties inside of the stadium, but a great night on the pitch here at Championship Soccer Stadium. Our official today is Mark Olliton. Ball sent down the pitch. Orlowski, the intended target eventually. Kalen Ryden steps up to clear away.
And we thought off the back of Orange County's 5-1 victory against Tulsa a few weeks back that we were starting to see the best of Orange County again, and that they were starting to turn the season around, but they haven't been able to pick up 3 points again since that victory. So there's something not right in the chemistry of players or the mindset of the players, why they're not able to go on and see games out and get those victories. But a lot of work to do if they're going to make the playoffs and try to make a run for that championship again.
With how Monterey Bay has played the last few weeks, they are right on the heels of Orange County now. But the good news, if you're Orange County, you're just 5 points shy of the playoff table of where New Mexico sits right now in 6th in the league standings. But certainly, as you mentioned, got to come up with 3 points on your home pitch, particularly against teams like New Mexico, a team that you're potentially duking it out for a playoff spot against.
Yeah, and scoring goals hasn't really been the issue for Orange County. You have Lowski and Torres with 6 goals each, 2 of the highest scorers in the league. You even have Skendi at centre-back chipping in with scoring goals. The problem has been holding on to the lead and defensively in the latter stages of the game conceding goals, and that's also obviously costing them points in the end. So if they can tighten up defensively, they're always going to have that offensive power with the quality that they have going forward. It's just going to be a matter of when that happens.
Both Orlowski and Torres enter tonight tied for 4th in the USL Championship, 6 goals apiece. Torres coming on really well here of late, 6 goals in his last 9 matchups. Let's see if those two can make an early difference. Teams exchanging headers. Finally, a foot mix contact. Flag is down here, and Schwartz clears it towards midfield. Patrick Rakowski, 26 saves on the year, just 1 clean sheet though for the season.
And one of the keys that Zach Prince spoke about in this game is that despite the success that they've had over the course of the past 5 games, is that he doesn't want his team to get overconfident and to become complacent and then potentially to have to reset the momentum that they're on right now. He wants them to stay focused, keep doing the things that they're doing well, and not allow the success that they've had to impact their mentality and their approach to games.
New Mexico after this match has 10 days until they get geared up again when they travel to Oakland. So they get some time, and certainly this would be a good way to continue that confidence building. Tabor Taka. Azira.
One of the only games New Mexico have lost recently has been to San Antonio, who are one of the tightest defenses in the game. It was a very tightly contested game, only a 1-0 defeat, but you know they're in and around the top teams in this division. I think we'll see them for sure in the playoffs come the end of the year.
Only one team has scored multiple goals against this New Mexico attack this year, and that was Oakland on March 30th. And with a win here today, New Mexico would set a club record for a winning streak with number 4. This is the 3rd time in club history that they've rattled off 3 consecutive victories.
As you mentioned, 7 of their 12 goals that they've scored in their past 5 games coming against Phoenix in that kind of freak of nature game. But in their past 5 games, you have to give them credit. They've scored 12 goals and conceded just 2. You know, that's a team that's showing form and habits of the potential to go on and achieve something big.
3 clean sheets in that stretch as well. Throw incoming. New Mexico controlling the possession, but not really getting shot attempts in and around the box right now. Orange County doing a good job.
It's interesting because both of these teams, you're seeing a lot of stability in the lineups, not too many changes, and neither team has made a change in their back line or their goalkeeper from the previous game. So you're starting to see that chemistry and continuity, and teams now finding units that are bringing success to them. So I expect it to be a tight contest tonight.
It started as such, 13th minute, no score. here in Irvine, California for this matchup. Appreciate you tuning in. Justin Portillo will take the second corner kick of the match for New Mexico. Went to the back post last time around on the opposite side. This time an outswinger right in the middle of the box. It's chested, flicked back, and then a right-footed attempt will end up in the middle of the seats behind the net of Rakowski. Weehan took aim. The all-time leading goal scorers in United's history, 30 of them with 16 assists, leads the club in their history in both categories. Weehan deflects forward, stays in play for Orange County, and this ball be bounced off of a body, off of a hard swing by Nico Brett. It stays in play. Look at all the attention that Milan Olowski draws. 3 defenders around him, and possession given right back.
Yeah, Olowski does a very good job of, he has the ability to stretch defenses and make runs in behind, but when the ball lands at his feet in and around the box, he also has a lot of quality and able to take chances. He's been one of the best players for Orange County so far this season. Interesting to see the impact he has on the game tonight.
Brett the target there. Wanted a handball as 2 defenders converged, and Orange County able to get it out of the box. It's a great atmosphere here in Orange County for this matchup. New Mexico and Orange County 0-0 so far. And a very good job using his body. Nico Brett taken down in the box, and a penalty has been given here in the 15th minute.
Does ever so well to get the strength to hold off Skendi, who's by no means a small guy. I think that's a bit rough there. I don't think that's a penalty. I think it wasn't the best positioning from Skendi. I think he does get his foot on the ball. I think the referee might have got this one wrong.
Penalty given at the end of it all.
It's always tough when a player makes a tackle from behind. But in the replay, this actually looks fairly clean. It doesn't look like he makes a lot of contact with the player. It looks like he does poke the ball away. One of the keys for Orange County in this game was going to be to keep a clean sheet. They're going to need Rakowski to come up big on this PK.
Early action here. The official hearing it from a variety of different Orange County players. And it looks like Chris Weehan will be the one that steps to it as Tommy McCabe gets shown a yellow card.
The problem here arises, though, from Skendi's initial positioning when the ball was played in behind. He was caught on the wrong side, and that set him up for the problems going forward and having to make a last-ditch tackle, which I think was probably a fair tackle, but the problem was the positioning initially. Caught out with a unsuspecting ball over the top.
So it looks like it'll be Justin Portillo over the top of this. 3 goals last week. He had 3 in his previous 45 matches before that. And looking for his 4th in roughly the last week. And to give New Mexico an advantage here in the 17th minute. See if Rakowski can come up with a massive save. Justin Portillo puts it in, bottom left-hand corner, New Mexico on top 1-0.
Orange County will feel hard done by the penalty kick that was given, but Portillo made no mistake. Places that into the bottom right-hand corner of the goalkeeper. You're not going to get to that.
Well executed by Portillo, his 4th. in his last 3 matches. And after Nico Brett set the stage by winning that ball, if you remember before that, it was a miss hit by Orange County. They hit the ball the wrong way. And Brett was able to latch onto it, make the run, and draw the foul of Skendi. And New Mexico, who has given up a league-low 8 goals this season, has a 1-0 advantage.
And Zach Prince had a lot of good things to say about Portillo going into this game. You know, a quality player who's able to stretch his opponents, make probing passes, and dictates the tempo of the game for his team. He actually leads the USL in chances created, but most recently he's done a phenomenal job of taking chances himself. Find himself in positions where he can intercept passes and prevent the opponent's attacks, and he's become a very integral player for this team.
Long throw. This is one of the things that Prince said as well, something to be aware of on long throws from outside of the box. And it leads to a counterattack opportunity. Tabor Ataka. Ball looked like it was out of play. Should be a throw, and indeed it is for New Mexico.
New Mexico off on the counter-attack there. Orange County normally very good from set pieces. You see it was a throw in there, and they send the centre-back Skendi all the way up. So aggressive, attacking balls in the air, but they have to be dangerous because Brett on this right-hand side is causing havoc on the counter-attack right now.
Skendi at 6'5" is certainly a guy that you have to target inside of the box, but as you mentioned, by bringing him up on those set pieces, perhaps a little exposed in the back.
Yeah, and Brett's ability to break behind this back line and take players on has already shown to be threatening. New Mexico are worried about complacency and overconfidence. I don't think they've got any worries about that so far in the opening 20 minutes of this game. I think they've started the game very well. Maybe reluctant to be in the lead. A dubious decision for the PK, but their approach to the game has been spot on so far.
Well, the goal allowed by Orange County, just its second first half goal in the last 5 weeks of action. The majority of the goals that they've given up have come in the second half. They give up one here off of the PK. Now the question is, this is an Orange County team that has not been very aggressive in their attack. So far, just 1 shot attempt. Haven't spent a lot of time with possession on this half of the pitch.
It's going to be a big test of character, finding yourself down so early in the game when you already have confidence issues, your team's lagging around the bottom of the table. You know, it's one thing when they've been leading games and possibly giving away goals in the last stage of the game. It's completely different now when you're coming from behind, and now you need to go and chase the game. Chasing the game means there's going to be moments when you're left wide open and exposed, and it's going to be interesting to see if New Mexico are able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Hunter Gorski clears that out, but Tabor Ataka again. This one slides through. There was nearly some contact on that back post. Schwartz tracks it down. His cross deflected out, and a throw coming for New Mexico as they continue to apply pressure. In the 22nd minute with a 1-0 lead, looking for a 4th consecutive win.
Gorski or somebody on this left side has got to get closer and tighter to Brett. He's causing havoc on this side, delivering dangerous balls, creating opportunities, driving at players. Somebody's got to get tighter to him and force him to play negative, and don't allow him to turn and start driving you and playing passes forward. He's causing a lot of havoc.
Schwartz was offside, so a free kick coming here for Orange County. Well, you mentioned the defensive positioning of Skendi on the ball that they eventually gave up for a PK. Well, entering this matchup, they were tied with New York Red Bulls 2 for the most fouls conceded in the USL Championship this season, although they haven't been booked all that frequently. Tied for 19th in terms of yellow cards entering tonight. But sometimes being out of position like that can cost you, and indeed it does here.
It's probably Villanueva and Orozki over on this left side of the field that have got to try to do a better job of taking care of Brett.
Orange County this year has not won when they concede the opening goal. 3 losses, 2 draws this season. with that 4th goal of the year for Portillo. He ties Nico Brett for the team lead with 4 goals this season. And Portillo has converted 6 consecutive PK attempts since last failing to do so in March of 2017. A chance here for Orange County. That spiked well over the top of the bar and out.
Yeah, Zach Prince spoke about the mentality of the players, irrespective of who the opponent is. Whether they're playing a team who's in the top of the table or a team bottom in the table, he wants his team to approach the game with the same mentality and not get caught up by becoming complacent or overthinking situations or maybe taking their foot off the gas a little bit. He feels that that could be the most danger to losing the momentum that they've built so far this season. And of course, we know that sometimes when you're playing a team below you, players approach the game with a little more lethargy than they do normally. And I think his approach from a mentality standpoint and man management standpoint has got his team coming out firing in the opening 20 minutes of this game.
New Mexico's looked very good early. 25th minute here, 1-0 the advantage. New Mexico has avoided defeat in their last 12 when scoring the opening goal. Last time they lost was back in September of 2021. Free kick here for Orange County towards the back post. Headed back through, there's 2 black jerseys there. It's still not out. Right-footed attempt and a leaping save by Tambakis.
It was a nice volley, but it just didn't look like he had enough conviction, you know, like when he connected with that ball, like he really believed he was going to score. Technique was good, it was on target, but you just wanted to see a little bit more belief in the connection.
Well, if you're Orange County right now, how do you try to get more attacking prowess? Because they've been defending a lot here through nearly the first half hour.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation because you can throw bodies forward, and against this New Mexico team who are good in possession, they'll find the holes and pick you open. So there's a lot of time to play. There's no need to rush right now and try to get that goal immediately. As long as they stay competitive in the game, I think chances will come. But they still need to stay defensively organized because they're playing against a team who will punish them given any opportunity.
Ball go out for a throw. The intended target was Torres.
I think Torres, you know, he's 6 goals to the season. If they can find him in good goal-scoring positions and not make him do too much running outside of the box or in between the goal, that's going to be the key to them getting back into this game. You want to find him in positions where he can find the back of the net, and that's going to be in between the goalposts, in and around the 18-yard box.
Olaski chips it. Good setup, swung through the box, but cleared out. And it goes out for a corner kick. The only person there was Torres inside of the box.
Some cute build-up play here from Lowski and Richards on the right-hand side. Nice little chip ball over the top, just nobody attacking the center of the goal there. Good opportunity there for Orange County to get themselves back into the game.
Corner kick coming up for the first time in this matchup for Orange County. Alex Villanueva, left-footed, near post, flicked on, but cleared out.
Yeah, I don't think he quite hit that corner as well. You know, when you send the big guys like Skendi up there, 6'5", he wants the ball in the air.
Another opportunity to swing it into the box. Orozco was the last one to touch it as he won the header for Orange County, and a goal kick coming for New Mexico.
I think both teams maybe feeling weakened lineups today. You know, it's a period of time when we have the international call-ups. Many players playing in the Nations League. Definitely New Mexico missing a few players for fixture that maybe would have featured, but coach was very proud of the call-ups that his team has received and was very happy for them to go, and he wants them to do the best he can, which can sometimes be controversial at these times. You know, teams want to keep their best players because they want to get the results that they can, but it's so interesting to see that his intentions were for the best of the players and their careers rather than keeping them for the success of the team. So that always tends to reap success in the long term when players know that the head coach has that belief in them for their own individual success as well as the success of the team.
Perhaps an opportunity building here. Another ball that gets pushed through the 6, but there's no jerseys there for Orange County. A left-footed shot, swung through and headed wide in the middle of the box as New Mexico couldn't clear that out.
Good delivery into the box there from Villanueva. I think the ball just comes off Torres' shoulder. He doesn't quite get the connection on he would have liked. Dangerous ball in here from Richards also. Good touch out his feet. Delivers it nicely into the box. Just comes off Torres' shoulder rather than his head. Great opportunity for Orange County to level things up.
Justin Portillo's PK in the 18th minute, the difference in the matchup right now. New Mexico has never beaten Orange County in the 3 prior meetings. 2 draws and a loss. We were talking about the international call-up. Zach Prince was very proud because he said that that was one of his dreams, to play internationally, that he never had a chance to accomplish. You, of course, had the chance to play for your home country. What did that mean for you to be able to have that while also playing professionally for various teams in your career?
You know, wherever you get the opportunity to represent it at the international level, that's the highest level that you can compete at. So as a player, you always feel very proud to represent yourself, the country, your family, and the organization that you're playing for at the same time. But we know there's always sometimes issues with head coaches in some of the smaller nations. You know, you have countries like Guyana, some players going to play for games in African nations, and sometimes head coaches don't like to allow players to go with the same intensity they would if it was the United States or maybe the United Kingdom. But it was good that the head coach was completely supportive of the players on this journey, and I think it will bode well for him in the future. I think they'll run through brick walls for him. They know that he believes in him as a person as much as he does as a player, and I think when you start to build that relationship with your players, that's when you really get the best out of them in their performances during games. So I'm fully in support of his enthusiasm for the players playing international soccer.
Orange County also has Tony Rocha on international duty as well, as this ball is played towards Olaski. Now Villanueva. Olaski does well to get in front. He gets his team a throw out of it. Olaski. Takes a ricochet the wrong way if it was McCabe. And New Mexico clears out towards midfield. This is better from Orange County. Getting the possession, but they promptly give it away to Bordataka. Waiting for reinforcements. Sends it forward for Brett. Nico Brett in the box. For Weehan. Chris Weehan. 2-0 New Mexico. 3rd of the season, and the all-time leading goal scorer for New Mexico United has made it 2-0.
New Mexico absolutely devastating on the counter-attack here. Tabor attacker picks up the ball, drives forward. Brett's running forward at speed, keeps possession of the ball, stays alive. Run comes inside here from Weehan, all the time to pick his corner and punishes. Orange County needlessly given the ball away there on the left-hand side, and they were made to pay it on this occasion.
What do you think about Skendi not sticking with Weehan and going for the double here?
Yeah, Skendi just didn't check his shoulder here. Weehan, smart movement inside. Great pass from Brett. A lot of composure and quality there in the final third. New Mexico, very, very, very good.
46th in the storied career of the hometown boy back in Orange, California. His 4th season with New Mexico. He pockets one near his hometown. And it's 2-0, 2 first half goals for New Mexico, and an Orange County club that had had all sorts of issues giving up late goals in the last month have conceded twice in roughly the first half hour.
Yeah, and you're 100% correct. You look at Skendy's positioning when he goes to make the double up. He goes to make the double up and completely leaves Wehan all alone in the box. And when he receives the ball, he has so much time and space in that area, which he shouldn't have, to pick his corner. Gave Rokovsky no chance of saving it. New Mexico find themselves 2-0 in the lead. If there was any gripes about the first goal, there can be no gripes about the second goal. It was great play. Orange County actually gave away possession needlessly and were punished for it. And we spoke about the danger on this right-hand side of the pitch. Whether it's been Tabor Taco or it's been Brett, this right-hand side of the field has been the strength for New Mexico and has been the Achilles heel for Orange County so far in the opening 30 minutes of this game.
Brett Richards, meanwhile, draws the foul, and Daniel Peterson will step to it. Along this right side, just outside of the box. And boy, does Orange County need one here in the first half to try to get back into this matchup. The reigning USL Championship champions. Down 2 on the home field. Lofted middle of the box, Skendy the target. Villanueva tracks it down. And nobody over there. I don't think anybody would have been onside either, as Tambakis steps out and makes the leaping catch.
And I think these Orange County players will begin to feel some pressure now. Sometimes playing in front of your home fans can be an advantage. Sometimes it can add pressure to you. They're 2-0 down at home. It's not been the best season so far. They're in the bottom of the table. The fans will be expecting better, and they'll start to feel that energy from the fans, and it's going to add pressure to these players. And that's when being at home doesn't really give you the advantage that you would like with support from the fans, when you're not meeting the expectations that they require of you. As we spoke about, this is last season's champions. These fans came into this season pumped up and excited, and they've been left disappointed so far.
Orange County has gone 16 straight matches without back-to-back losses. Last time it happened, October 2nd and 9th of 2021, 1-0 at Phoenix, 4-1 at Tacoma. Then they won 4 consecutive to end the regular season before their playoff magic came in. Villanueva tracking back, he gets a piece of it, and by doing so allows Orange County to clear.
And of course, this isn't the same squad that Orange County had last season in the championship. A number of changes, but generally the fans don't have that much sympathy for that. They're expecting to see a team go ahead and compete to retain that championship in the second year. As you get more successful, the pressure rises, the expectations from fans and the opponents also rises. And the players that come in or the players that remain need to be able to absorb that and deliver. And they haven't been able to do that so far this season, albeit with a different set of players than they previously had. But you can see the intent on New Mexico. They are pummeling this left-hand side of the field from Orange County, always looking to put the ball either in between Orozco and Villanueva or over the top of Villanueva and Orozco to get in behind. They definitely are being intentional about attacking this left-hand side of the field for Orange County.
Foul whistled. Free kick for New Mexico.
I think we're going to see an early change also in this game.
Looks like Sean Akoli is going to replace Hunter Gorski, so an early change for Orange County to try to bring in some offensive firepower. Akoli this season, 3 goals. And in 2016 with FC Cincinnati, had 16 of them, so he can certainly bring a lot of pop. And I think after the first 35 minutes, Coach Richard Chaplow saw that he just wasn't getting a lot of possession up the field and needed to make a change.
Yeah, I think you can immediately see maybe they're going to switch into a 3-5-2 with Torres and Akoli playing higher up the field. Gorski will maybe feel a little bit hard done by, but sometimes managers have to make these decisions. He's not really had to do all the defending because the ball's been...
Akoli! First touch of the match, just slides it wide. That was a very good opportunity between the center backs.
What an opportunity to announce yourself into the game. He had more time than he thought. He could actually took that ball down and finished it calmly, but he tried to hit it on the volley as it came over the top and just didn't connect with it as nicely as he would have liked to. It's actually a bad finish. Maybe he's not as warmed up into the game. give him a reason. Maybe he's not as warmed up into the game as he would have liked to have been, but caught him a little bit cold, but that's a fantastic opportunity there. If he can continue to find himself in more spaces like that as the game's continued, Orange County have a good chance to get some goals.
You have to credit Kalen Ryden as well, because looking back at the replay, if Ryden wasn't as close, perhaps Okoli does decide to take a second touch. Maybe Okoli felt that his best chance was to take first time.
But you have to, it's a brave move from Orange County to 2-0 down, you switch from a back four to a back three, you take out one of your defenders and bring on an attacking player. Now, does that mean New Mexico go on and become more offensive and score more goals, or does that allow you now to control more of the possession and try and get yourselves back into the game and create more goal scoring opportunities? It definitely makes a statement that you want to be more offensive even though you find yourself 2-0 down. Going to see if they can make it count, or if it's going to open up opportunities for New Mexico to score even more.
Mexico United, 2 goals in the first half so far. Orange County looking to get one back here in the opening 45 against the best defensive unit in the USL Championship so far this season.
And I think you have to also mention the manner in which the 2 goals were conceded. You know, one was from a bad positioning, a penalty given away, defensive mistake. The other, the ball was given away from Orange County in and around the halfway line. New Mexico took the ball and punished them. You know, these 2 goals that New Mexico have received has not been from themselves building up and creating. It's from mistakes that have come from Orange County. So despite them having their difficulties, they're making mistakes that are compounding those issues that they're having.
And if you look at the numbers right now, shots are 7-4 in favor of Orange County. The problem is just 1 have been on target, while 3 of the 4 for New Mexico have caught the frame. 2 going in. Long ball sent, looking for Torres. He gets bumped off of it. Tabakis has plenty of time now to reset, as Okoli will force him to pick it up. Memphis has beaten Atlanta 5-2, so they run their winning streak to 5 in a row. Mexico entered with the longest winning streak in the Western Conference, 2nd longest in the league overall at 3 straight. And in fine position with 50 minutes to go, ahead 2-0, but Orange County on the home field has some scoring prowess out there on the field. Iloski is run off of it by Tete, and it'll be a free kick for Orange County.
And of course, there's another opportunity to send the big man Skendi up into the box. He's been phenomenal from attacking set pieces so far this season. His aggressiveness to attack the ball, obviously already a very big frame, so difficult for defenders to mark against.
And by bringing Okoli in at 6'1", you have a couple options now in the box and a couple issues for New Mexico to worry about defensively. It is Peterson hitting it towards the back post. Towards the sideline, not out yet. Shifted back in, flicked on, diving save, Tambakis. Orozco got the head to it, and a very good lunging stop by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and give Tambakis credit for holding on to that ball, because if he doesn't hold on to it, Torres is just lurking in the right area to tap into the back of the net. Or it may be Lowski back here at the far post. But it's not the easiest save. Holds on to it. Sometimes goalkeepers drop those or parry those. Striker was right there. Killer's instinct to finish it, but goalkeeper done well to keep his team in possession and hold on to the ball.
Since the second goal for New Mexico, Orange County has had the majority of the possession.
New Mexico being very aggressive in their press here at the front. Orange County doing a good job of moving the ball side to side through the back.
This ball sent along. Villanueva. There's some numbers here. He decides to try to go towards frame, and Okoli was making a run right in front of him.
It was good build-up play to find Villanueva on the side. He had time, he had space. He just needed to settle down, have a little bit more composure, and deliver the ball with better quality.
Just a couple minutes to go before halftime. New Mexico getting a PK from Justin Portillo in the 18th minute. And Chris Wehan, roughly a quarter hour later in the 32nd minute, off of a terrific pass from Nico Brett. Foul whistled against New Mexico.
Yeah, Tete was he wasn't even looking at the ball when he was jumping for that challenge. He had his eyes firmly fixed on the defender.
Okoli trying to get to it. Instead, it comes out for Peterson. Takes a shot. Tambakis, good hands. Clears it towards the corner flag. Orange County building. This ball sent into the box much easier by the 29-year-old goalkeeper this time around.
And this is what Okoli adds to this forward line. It's a direct ball forward. Okoli's body is just, his big frame makes it so difficult for defenders to mark. There's no quality in the layoff. He's just makes it awkward for defenders to mark. The ball bobbles down and players doing a good job getting in and amongst around it. Peterson and that opportunity was able to pick up the second ball and get a shot off, but just having the big presence of Okoli up front adds something in the offense for Orange County.
It definitely looked a lot more potent since he entered the match.
You can see that they're being very direct in their approach. It's important that they get bodies around the ball when the ball goes into Okoli to pick up those second balls when you're going to play with that direct approach.
He was hustling after that ball and forced Tambakis to clear it out.
And it changes maybe the style that Orange County build with, because when you just have Torres as the lone man at top, he doesn't really have that same physical presence that Okoli has. You more need to find the ball to feet or slide balls in behind. When you have Okoli at the top, you can be more direct because he has a good frame and does good at holding up the ball. So you can play longer balls into him and keep possession of it.
Torres was picking it up. He thought that he was onside. I think perhaps Okoli was the man that was off. There were 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. Can Orange County parlay this surge into a goal here in the opening 45?
From an entertainment standpoint, even though the fans might have had to wait a little bit longer than they expected tonight, they've not been disappointed from an entertainment standpoint, but that home Orange County fans will want to see a big response in this second half from this team. So it's going to be interesting to see how Richard Chaplow manages to motivate and pump up his boys for this second half, the adjustments that he may make tactically or in personnel, because they've got to come out and go after this result. There's still a whole second half to play. It's that period of the season where you need to start turning good performances into wins. They've had some decent performances. They've lost or tied games that they maybe should have got more from. They don't want that to be the story again tonight.
Well, perhaps after Okoli sends that one through the box, out for a goal kick. This is Orange County's turn to flip the script after they had led in 6 of the last 7 matchups, but only won twice. Maybe it's their turn to play a little bit of spoiler. They just watched Oakland on Wednesday score 2 stoppage time goals and one right at the death to get the victory 3-2 against Orange County.
When your team's at the bottom of the table at this phase of the season, as players, you start to have one eye on the following season, because you know if you lag at the bottom of the table, there's going to be changes the following year. So the players have to recognize that and realize that they're not just playing for the season or the playoffs, they're playing for their futures with the organization.
Torres, top of the box. punched around as Partida the intended target. A few more moments here in the first half. Orozco sends it long. Nobody over there. Mexico glad to trade these kinds of punches here in the waning moments of the first half. And there is your first half whistle. And it's a first half in which New Mexico scores twice. Goals from Portillo and Wehan have one of the top defensive teams riding well despite 70% possession from Orange County in the final quarter hour. It is New Mexico 2 and Orange County 0 at halftime. Stick with us. Halftime show coming up from Orange County in just a moment as New Mexico leads it 2-0. Good saves from Tambakis and goals from Portillo and Wehan have New Mexico on top.
Back post run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
We never knew that it was going to be one of those sought-after IPAs all over the world.
One was a double IPA, there was a single.
It was Doug's idea to combine our two recipes together.
And that was the key.
They gave me the beer, and I thought, this is the best beer ever. And they said, yeah, well, it's 7%.
Yeah, and that's how a beer called Sculpin was born.
When you're making something and creating this art, and then you get to share it with people and they enjoy it, it's why we do what we do.
New Mexico leads Orange County 2-0. Halftime brought to you by Pro Sport, the official physical therapy partner of OCSC. As this match at halftime here, this match brought to you by Cool House Ice Cream for All, by Hoag, the official hospital urgent care and health service partner of OCSC, and by Omega Accounting, the presenting sponsor of OCSC's 2022 Corporate Cup. Let's take a look at the news and notes from around the USL Championship from the past week. USL Soccer is celebrating Pride Month this June. For more info, visit uslsoccer.com/foreverproud. 41 players across the USL Championship, League One and League Two from 17 countries selected in the FIFA window. And New Mexico United capped off a nearly perfect month of May, 3-0-2. But that middle section, we talked about it a little bit in the first half. Great to see that this league from top to bottom, 41 players representing all of the countries. Here's your scoreboard from around the league. Or check that, team of the week is what we look at. And Justin Portillo, we mentioned him, player of the week, and he's picked up where he's left off with a goal in this match so far.
Yeah, we spoke about the quality that he brings, leading the USL in chances created. Got himself on the score sheet tonight, having a very good season so far.
Portillo anchors that team of the week after 3 goals last week, and now it's time to take a look at the scoreboard from around the USL Championship. Bonkers game between Charleston and Indy 11, 4-3 victory for Indy 11. Memphis has run its winning streak to 5 in a row with 5 goals, a 5-2 victory there. Los Dos continues a solid little run of play with a 1-0 win over RGV. Anything stick out to you from this scoreboard so far?
I think the Miami FC would have liked to get a win over Tulsa, but Memphis 901 looking very strong as the season progresses. They've had spells where they've been top of the table, second. I think it's going to be very interesting who takes the regular season title and if they're able to continue that form going into the playoffs.
Upcoming around the USL Championship in the next few weeks is what you see here. It is Sunday, Tampa Bay and Lou City, Miami FC and Indy 11. On Wednesday, Loudoun and New York Red Bulls 2 and Birmingham and Memphis 901. They'll try to run that winning streak to 6 in a row on Wednesday. Plenty of activities around the USL Championship this week. Halftime here at Championship Soccer Stadium, and it is New Mexico on top of Orange County SC. 2-0 at the break. Stick with us. More to come here on the Halftime Report, presented by Pro Sport.
In the making, a dream start for City.
Maxi Rodriguez, what a stop by Steinwasser.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso.
Far corner and it's in. What a goal. Are you watching Football Americas?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Shovels.
Where did you come from?
Ever find a body?
What? No.
Did you contact 811?
Who are you?
Did you know it's the law?
Why is a child yelling at me?
What if you hit a gas line? Who pays to fix it? Do you? Does my neighbor? Can you go to jail? How much is bail?
It's good to ask questions, like did you contact 811 before digging?
Are we going to jail?
I don't know.
New Mexico United leads Orange County 2-0 at halftime. Brought to you by Pro Sport, the official physical therapy partner of OCSC. Time to look at the first half highlights from this matchup. And the first 30 minutes was dominated by New Mexico. And in the 18th minute, you see this play set up, and a PK was drawn by Nico Brett, one of his 9 touches of the first half.
Yeah, you see Skendi here just trying to win a physical battle with Brett rather than having a good positioning. I think the decision was a little bit hard, but Portillo made no mistake in putting that PK into the back of the net to put New Mexico in the lead.
Portillo has converted 6 consecutive penalty kicks for his career. And then in the 32nd minute, this giveaway in the midfield, and yet again the right side of the field, setting up New Mexico United. Tabort Ataka setting up Nico Brett, and this pass right to Chris Wehan, and he stuck it in 1v1 against Rakowski.
Yeah, really good movement in this attack, but Wehan here making the run from outside to in, catches Skendi completely unaware, all the time in the world to pick that one into the back of the net.
That made it 2-0 in the opening 45 minutes, and then in the 42nd minute, off of a set piece, Orange County dominated possession in the final quarter hour as Orozco flicked this in, and then it was headed into the chest of Tambakis after a diving effort off the header from Richards, and that ensured that the Orange County side would not score in that first half. Although Orange County controlled possession, took more shots, New Mexico was able to make the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, they need to just focus that some of the shots that they've had have been from distance or not tremendous efforts. They've really tested the goalkeeper. They need to concentrate on creating opportunities that are going to lead to higher conversion rates. Some of the ambitious efforts have looked great, but there have not been really any threatening chances there that Tambakis has really been in a compromised position. So some of the chances they had, if they can be a little bit more methodical in their build-up play and give the strikers a better chance of converting the opportunities, I think they have the potential to get back into this game.
It's the 8th time this season that New Mexico does not allow a first half goal. 2nd time that Orange County trails at the break. 2-0 New Mexico on top. Second half kickoff coming your way when we return to Championship Soccer Stadium in a moment.
We never knew that it was going to be one of those sought-after IPAs all over the world.
One was a double IPA, well, there was a single.
It was Doug's idea to combine our 2 recipes together.
And that was the key.
They gave me the beer, and I, this is the best beer ever. And they said, yeah, well, it's 7%.
Yeah, and that's how a beer called Sculpin was born.
When you're making something and creating this art, and then you get to share it with people and they enjoy it, it's why we do what we do.
Back post run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
Getting ready to start half number 2. Michael Watrang watching this with you, and joined by Chris Nurse and our great crew for this matchup. New Mexico has won 7 consecutive matches when leading at halftime, and they try to pull that off yet again here today. Although, Chris, Orange County making that change with Shauna Coley coming in that first half, and they were much more potent, much more decisive in their attacking third in the final 20 minutes.
The defending USL champions are in need of a comeback performance in this game. They've created chances. Now it's going to be a case of if they can convert them. It's going to be a test of their mentality and character as individuals and as a team. On the other hand, New Mexico, I'll be interested to see when teams take the decision after half time when they're leading to sit back. they often find themselves conceding possession of the ball, and as a result of not having possession and pressure, conceded chances. So I'll be interested to see if they stay on the front foot and continue to search and seek to score more goals, or if they seek to try and control the game by dropping off and allowing Orange County to have possession of the ball.
When these teams met in March, it was a 1-1 draw, and it was late heroics from Milan Olaski that provided that. 1 minute into stoppage time in the second half that equalized that matchup. Does Orange County have similar thoughts in this one? Today they need 2 to pull level. Last touch by New Mexico's Harry Swartz, and a throw for Orange County. You know that within the first 15 minutes or so, they want to get one back in this second half. And this long throw coming here from Brent Richards, one of the things that Zach Prince was certainly keeping his eye on. He can throw this into the box from here. Does exactly that. Skendi was the target. He couldn't get a good leap. Nico Brett is able to slide through 2 defenders. He goes down easy. Skendi picks it up. Torres. And cleared out. And a throw for Orange County.
Some early pressure from Orange County in the opening stages of this game. You can definitely see an intent in the players' eyes. But what's been enjoyable so far, the tempo of this game has been high so far for the whole duration of the opening 45 minutes. And we don't expect it to dip in the second half with Orange County needed to score 3 goals to win. And there's still got to be a level of urgency and high tempo of play to get themselves back into this game.
Shifted into the box. Headed out by Will Seymour. Orange County providing the pressure here to start half number 2. Fans inside of this facility.
You can see Skendi in the box, almost unmarked right now. The biggest guy who's very aggressive in the air, marked by nobody. Interesting tactics there.
It comes in to the near post. It's flicked on across the face of net before it's cleared out.
New Mexico need to do a better job of getting themselves organized quicker from set pieces, because you can see these throw-ins are coming into the box like corner kicks or free kicks. Orange County have been phenomenal. They're known for being very good at set pieces.
Another long throw. Skendi the target. Comes back out. Richards trying to find a body on its way in. It eventually does and goes out for a corner.
Orange County doing a good job of sustaining this pressure by just putting everything back into the box, whether it's a throw-in, whether it's a cross, whether it's a corner kick, everything they're putting back into this box, hoping that something just drops down into the right moment and they can get an early goal in the second half to get themselves back into this contest.
New Mexico this season has given up 4 goals in each half. 3 of the 12 second half goals have come in the final 12 minutes. Is there an early second half strike for Orange County here? Low ball, cleared out by Azira. And Taborda Taka sends it all the way up. Weehan the target, and he's whistled for the foul as he bumps into a body. And he will be shown a card as well. Yellow card to Chris Weehan.
Good anticipation from Peterson there, covering that ball in behind. Looked like it was going to be a dangerous counter-attack from New Mexico, but Peterson done a good job of getting to the ball first and snuffing out the attack.
Yellow cards brought to you by Easy Fleet GPS, keeping your fleet on track.
Orange County feeling that should have been their throw-in, that Swartz headed the ball out. Can't say I disagree with them on that.
Skendi gets it down the field, and a foul is whistled this time around. It's on Kalen Ryden, and it sets up Orange County with another set piece, unless they decide to take quickly, and indeed they do.
Smart play from Torres.
Apoli takes aim, leaping stop by Tambakis.
Great strike there from Okoli. Tambakis came up equal to it with the save. But New Mexico getting caught switching off here. Is an early free kick here over the top. Okoli, excellent strike, better than the one he had in the first half. This time the goalkeeper has to be equal to it or he would have found himself back into this game, Orange County. Great save, great strike, good play all round.
Pressure mounting for Orange County. Cleared away though by Portillo. All the way out for Villanueva. Bodies crashing into the box, waiting for reinforcements. Villanueva, very nifty back and crossed over. Okoli, a little too far away from the net to put that on frame. But boy, has he provided quite the punch in the attack for Orange County.
Okoli has been very threatening offensively. I just felt if he could have nodded that back into the danger area, back across goal into the 6-yard box, maybe one of his teammates would have been in a better position to put it into the back of the net. But again, we're seeing a maintained pressure in here from Orange County, and chance after chance. It's only a matter of time before they get themselves on the score sheet.
OCSC and Scottish champions Rangers FC have partnered for a series of youth camps this season. The 3-day session from July 6th through July 8th will be the first of 3 2022 camps. Head over to orangecountysoccer.com/camps for more info. That's orangecountysoccer.com/camps. Foul whistled.
New Mexico will welcome this natural break in play. Just allows to break Orange County's momentum and slow down the tempo of the game. They've been under the cosh for the first 7 minutes of this game, under a lot of pressure. And if they can take their time when the ball goes out of play and little free kicks, just helps in game management and controlling the tempo of play.
Well, you mentioned the game management. That's something that Richard Chaplow mentioned to us the other day about Orange County. They had some opportunities when they were playing with a lead to perhaps take the ball to the corner. Instead, they would play crosses in. They wouldn't have that game management. Well, the inverse can be said today about New Mexico. Getting moments like these where they can add a bunch of time off of the clock and ensure that they can take a break defensively and also maintain possession on this half of the pitch.
Yeah, and you have to give New Mexico credit, because during the course of 90 minutes, there's going to be spells when the opposition are playing well and you have to defend extensively for periods of the game, which they've done in the early moments of this half, and the score is still 2-0, so they've done well when they've been called upon defensively. It's just going to see how long they can sustain that if Orange County continue with this level of pressure that they started with in this first half.
Orange County has taken the last 6 shots in this matchup. And from an attacking perspective, they're already above their season averages for both shots and shots on target. 12 shots, 4 on frame. They provided a little bit of nervy defending for the stingiest defensive unit for the USL Championship this year in New Mexico.
They just have to be careful, because while they are the dominant of the two teams right now and throwing bodies forward, they're very open and exposed on the counter-attack. And we saw in the first half the likes of Brett, the likes of Tabua Ataka, that New Mexico can be very dangerous and make you pay it in moments in the counter-attack. So as much as they're throwing bodies forward, they still have to keep one eye in those transition moments when they lose possession.
New Mexico will make a change. Daniel Bruce is going to replace Michael Azira in the lineup for Zach Prince's unit. Subs brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Very good work here by New Mexico. Rivas. Now Bruce, his first touch, and he gets taken down.
New Mexico will welcome those natural stoppages in play. As you can see, they're in no hurry to take this free kick quickly. They're in control of the game.
I think Mark Ollerton sensing that. The official is saying, let's roll. Too much time being taken on some of these free kicks. Into the box looking for Ryden. He gets ahead on it. And Rakowski will come out to keep it in play.
Mexico still going with the high press against Orange County, and the pressure's reached success. Lowski with a handball there, and now they're able to keep the ball in the attacking third.
This time Portillo takes it fairly quickly. Throw is taken by New Mexico. Did not look very comfortable.
A little unorthodox ball control there.
The United Soccer League All-27 Championship clubs and its players stand together to support diversity, inclusivity, and equality and compassion. More information on the USL's fundamental changes through the United Against Racism campaign. Visit USLsoccer.com.
Another free kick here from New Mexico, and they've controlled possession now the last 5 minutes. Good ball. It's flicked into the air, but foul whistled on New Mexico.
So great delivery into the box there. So just dying for somebody to just get any contact on it towards goal, and it probably would have found itself in the back of the net, but free kick in favor of Orange County.
Orange County doing well to build up here. But a foul eventually whistled.
I think the collective work rate of New Mexico has been pretty impressive. Every player on the pitch works just as hard as each other. You know, sometimes we see maybe attacking players do a little bit less work than some of the defensive players of the midfield, but from front to back, I think the work rate and the attitude and mentality of the players is replicated throughout every player within the squad, and I think that's what gives them a good foundation for building their success upon.
Portillo. Skendi will take this out towards the corner. Another giveaway for Orange County. Foley.
Some good defending there from Skendi. You know, instead of just lumping the ball upfield, Cruyff turned and tried to keep possession and find a pass. Unfortunately, the pass was a little bit harder because it was on his weaker foot and it was a longer distance on his left foot, and he turned over possession of the ball, but good intent in what he was trying to achieve.
Seth Kasipli is into the match, and Tommy McCabe will come out for Orange County. Kasipli 28, third season with Orange County. And going down in the middle of the field, Lowski was making that run, and a yellow card shown to Rivas.
And Lowski has that potential. We've not seen him get on the ball so much in the first half and drive at players and take on and win free kicks. He has that potential. Orange County need to find him with the ball more to his feet. Since Okoli's come into the field, of course, the balls have been more direct, trying to get it in and around his body. And they've negated the fact of getting the ball into Lowski's feet. But having the options, maybe if they use a little variety and switch it up sometimes, it's going to be able to unlock this New Mexico defense.
60th minute of action here at Championship Soccer Stadium. With Chris Nurse, I'm Michael Watson. Great to have you with us for this matchup. New Mexico getting a PK goal from Justin Portillo in the 18th minute, and Chris Wehan adding one in the 32nd minute. Have the visitors on top. Here's this chipping ball. It is headed through the middle of the box and cleared away by United.
The intent was right, the little knockdown back into the box, but there was just nobody making that run, anticipating the ball was coming there.
Orange County trying to bag one against the toughest team to score against in the USL Championship. Brett out wide. Had a couple jerseys over there. Bruce eventually comes back to get it.
Orange County playing a lot of percentage balls right now, where you put the balls into dangerous areas and there's a likelihood that things will happen, not necessarily building through the midfield, through the thirds.
Rivas, Sergio Rivas, handled by Rakowski fairly easily. One of the first shots for New Mexico in a long time. The last 6 had been from Orange County. How much credit do you give New Mexico for their defending of that duo of Velosky and Torres versus Orange County's inability to get those two really involved heavily in this matchup?
You know, I think, you know, when we spoke to Zach Prince during the week, he spoke specifically about locking down Torres, not allowing him to receive the ball in dangerous areas where he can punish. So it's obviously something that they've been very specific and intentful during the week in the build-up to this game, to make sure that if Torres picks up the ball, somebody's tight to him, he cannot turn, and making sure that he cannot receive the ball in areas where he can punish him.
Conversely, Richard Chaplow said that those two have gelled immediately. It's shown 12 combined goals between the two. Right-footed, bouncing ball, saved by Tambakis again. He makes another sprawling stop in the box. It's his 5th save.
Orange County have created chances. You know, we spoke about they create more chances in the first half than New Mexico, but New Mexico have defended well. The goalkeeper's come up big when he's been expected, and defenders have been awake to the second ball and making blocks and challenges. So when they've been called upon in terms of defense, they've defended their goal well, and they've been clinical in the chance that they had in the attacking third.
Chris Wehan down in the middle of the field in the 64th minute. Left Coast Brewing is the official watch party partner of OCSC. You can catch all OCSC away games televised at Left Coast in Irvine, located less than 5 minutes away from Championship Stadium. Enjoy a variety of craft beers and delicious barbecue in the tasting room all season long while supporting your USL champions, OCSC. Teams will get a chance to gather themselves. Wehan down on the pitch. It is a 2-0 matchup right now, but the PK given earlier, Chris, you thought was perhaps a bit harsh. And if you look at the expected goals tally, it's 1.19 for New Mexico, 0.91 for Orange County. Certainly feels like this game probably should be a little tighter than a 2-0 match right now.
Yeah, sometimes when things aren't going right for you, sometimes those decisions can go against you at the moments when you need them most to go for you. Maybe there's an opportunity later in the game when the referee can level things up a little bit, but it was a little bit harsh on Orange County. That first goal, I think. The second goal, I think, was a well-worked goal from New Mexico. But Orange County have had a number of chances in goal. They just needed a little bit more quality and composure in front of the net to make one of them count, but still tons of time left to play, and they've had the dominant of possession. They've had the dominance in the chances created in this second half.
70% possession, to be exact, over the last 30 minutes of play. And they are out shooting New Mexico for the match 13-6.
You know, it seems like the story, the current theme is going to continue, where maybe they should have got more out of the game and they don't. But unfortunately, the game is extremely ruthless. It's a results-based business. And unfortunately, many times you feel like you should have got more. You can leave the pitch with nothing at the end of the day.
Orange County looking to avoid back-to-back losses for the first time since October of last year. This ball well played towards the middle. Tabor Ataka, the intended target, couldn't catch up to it. Much better defending this time around from Orange County.
Yeah, Skendi just toe poking that way, but we see that threat again, those diagonal runs in between defenders, able to expose that Orange County back line.
Mexico unbeaten in its last 5. The club record for unbeaten strings is 7. The first 7 matches they ever played. In fact, in 13 of the first 14 in 2019, their first season, they were unbeaten. But with a win tonight, they would set the club record for consecutive wins in USL Championship regular season play. This ball headed high, and it goes over the top of the bar.
And we spoke coming into this game, they scored 12 goals, conceded 2. If the scoreline remains, at the end of this game, they would have scored 14 goals and just conceded 2 in 6 games. And that's a pretty impressive record for any team.
Their season goal differential sits at +13. That is the best in the USL Championship right now. Goalie's been pretty quiet of late. Couldn't maintain possession. Bruce. Bordataka. Bruce does very well to win that header. Coley goes down but wins the ball. And now they do whistle a foul. No advantage gained in that situation. Bruce had to slide it through a couple defenders, comes right back to him.
Does a good job of staying with the play there, Bruce. Tries the first pass, gets intercepted, puts himself in a good position to pick up the second ball. Just keeps the ball moving, keeps his team in possession.
Alex Stambakis has made 5 saves. Patrick Krakowski on the other side has made 2. He's also let in a pair. And New Mexico's early flourish to secure 3 points here on the road. If things stand right now, this would catapult New Mexico into a 3-way tie for 3rd on the table. And with Monterey Bay trailing Oakland 1-0, it would keep Orange County from outside of the bottom position in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and Orange County have been very strong in this second half, but good teams find a way to win games. And if New Mexico can sustain this, they really put themselves up there with the top teams in the league. When they've been called upon to defend, they've done well. When they've been called upon in the attacking third to convert their chances, they've done exceptional. So these are the habits that you start to see in teams that can go on and do something special at the end of the season, especially their goal differential that you spoke about, the ability to score goals and keep clean sheets and have a very tight, stingy defense. Don't allow opponents to easily score goals. You know, this is the foundation that you build upon when you're really trying to go after the championship and being the #1 team in the league.
Chris Wehan steps off of the pitch. He's scored in this matchup. It is Jerome Kiesewetter, a native of Berlin, Germany. in his first season with New Mexico that replaces him in the lineup. And in the 70th minute, it felt like for a long time a goal was bubbling for New Mexico. Now, or for Orange County rather, New Mexico has survived that surge. Let's see what happens here. A lot of people trying to converse. And with Mark Oliphant instead, it is Portillo that gets a yellow. So both goal scorers for New Mexico now have yellow cards.
Not much in that, if you ask me. Just looks like two players going in for the ball fairly. I don't see anything dangerous or aggressive from either one of them.
So a yellow card given to Portillo. That is the third yellow on New Mexico in this match. Long ball sent forward that's stopped by the back line, and a foul whistled against Orange County.
Game just getting a little bit chippy right now. A lot of little niggling free kicks and body contact between players. This just actually favors New Mexico a little bit. Again, it's just slowing down any kind of fluid or momentum that Orange County are able to build in the game.
Brett, the target of this ball, nearly got away from two, had a chance, and it bounces to Rakowski.
That's calamitous defending there between Skendi and Richards. Communication, nobody, you send the player. Brett was similar chance to Orange County's earlier, where he had more time to finish that than he would have liked, and he just swings it a little bit rash, and easy for the keeper to deal with, but questionable defending in that instance.
The foul whistled. Roscoe and Peterson were there. And a free kick coming up here for New Mexico. New Mexico, 13 fouls tonight. It's a team that averages 12. They've been more physical in this matchup against this Orange County club, looking for their first ever win against this unit. Right-footed ball. There's no black jerseys in that area. Bruce. Rush it towards the corner. Kiesewetter can't catch up to it, but ensures that the ball stays with New Mexico. 73rd minute. 2-0 New Mexico on top. All of the goals allowed by New Mexico in the second half this season have come in the final 23 minutes. We're in that span right now. Let's see if Orange County can get one back here in this moment. Akoli racing. Ryden plays it back for Tambakis. Tambakis 3 clean sheets on the year, looking for his 4th. Richards taken off of the ball. Richards will take this throw, and we've seen that he's provided some dangerous balls in the box. This time he decides to play it outside of the box. Some space. Peterson, Akoli couldn't quite get that second touch to it after it hit off of his chest.
I think that was the chance when Akoli probably should have headed that one first time. The ball's coming with enough pace in it. If he just directs it back where he came from, I think he would have given the goalkeeper some problems there. He tries to control it and bring it down. Defenders do a good job of closing him down, but some nice play there from Lowski.
Now Richards will throw this one. Right to the top of the 6. It is flicked on. Torres won the header, but it's over the top of the bar.
Yeah, just unable to guide it down on frame. But the chances are there. They're winning the battles against their opponents.
Orange County Soccer Club, in partnership with the Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation and the U.S. Soccer Foundation, is proud to be working on a new miniature outdoor hard surface soccer court at Delhi Park in Santa Ana. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/minipitch to sign up to stay informed on free monthly clinics for the community.
Time running out for Orange County now, just 15 minutes left in the game, and for the way they've gone about this second half, you felt like at least they should have got one goal by now.
Instead, it's another giveaway. Tabor Taka serving, still on possession. Back out, Tabor Taka goes 1v1. Gets a corner kick as 3 defenders converged on him.
Does really well there in possession, but you really thought he should have made the keeper be forced into a save in that situation. You know, he's on the counter-attacker, intercepted pass, takes a couple of players on, takes a couple more players on, but doesn't quite get a shot off or make anything happen. Does well to keep possession of the ball, and obviously his team now have a corner as a result of it. But really, that killer instinct there when he received that ball, should have been slotting that into the back of the net, or minimally making the keeper make a save.
Instead, it's a Portillo corner. Crushes this one to the back post. Orange County wins the header. And Kiesewetter will take it towards the corner flag to take some time off the clock. And Orange County does very well with 2 defenders to get the possession. Not out of danger yet, though. And a miss hit. Fortunate for Orange County as they can get that outside of the 18-yard box. And a foul will be whistled here.
I would say a little bit of complacency is starting to kick in New Mexico in the final 20 minutes of this game. Opportunities where they're receiving the ball now. Earlier in the game, they were making those count, turning them into goal-scoring opportunities, but now they're kind of not taking it serious in the final third. And now that, as a result of losing possession, players are making late tackles, giving away free kicks. Now the referee has a decision here to make.
Drew quite the crowd there after that foul. Will Seymour is the guilty party at the end of this all, has not been shown a card. Seymour, the 30-year-old midfielder. Now will indeed be shown a card. So the 4th yellow on New Mexico.
Yeah, I think that tackle was a little bit late and reckless. But he ends up having to make that because his teammates gave away the ball a little bit earlier.
Certainly a hard foul. And a yellow given for the 4th time against New Mexico. Advances last month to join the OCSC season ticket family for the 2022 season. Watch the defending USL champions here in Irvine while enjoying exclusive events, merchandise discounts, and the lowest available per game ticket pricing. Pro-rated packages are available at orangecountysoccer.com/season-tickets. '79th minute. Here at Championship Soccer Stadium with Chris Nurse. I'm Michael Watching and our entire crew. With New Mexico on top 2-0 thanks to 2 first-half goals. Orlowski's shot gets blocked. For roughly a 30-minute time period, Orange County felt like they were the better side, just never could get a goal. Get back into this one, but still 10 minutes, and what happened on Wednesday should give them some thoughts that they can do the same to an opponent. Skendi, not enough verticality to get to that one, despite being 6'5". Orange County forced to reset as it goes all the way back to Rakowski.
I mean, Orange County have been the most dominant team in the second half, but you have to give New Mexico credit for how they've defended. All the pressure that they've come out and the opportunities that Orange County have managed to create. They've still not managed to find the back of the net.
They've been ultra tight along their back fours. This ball swept in, and Sam Backus runs out, grabs it. He has 5 saves in this match. It's the most since he had 7 in September of last season against RGV. And honestly, I'm not sure that any of the 5 that he's made have warranted any kind of spectacularness from him. He's handled all the ones that have been sent at him in this matchup.
Yeah, I think he's done what he's expected to do very well. We mentioned there's a couple of moments where there's crosses that come in that maybe other keepers might have parried or dropped or pushed back into danger, but everything that's come to him, he's dealt with fairly straightforward.
So another change coming up here. It'll be Ivan Gutierrez that'll replace Kevin Partida. Gutierrez, 2 goals with Los Dos a couple of years ago and spent 2021 with Phoenix before signing earlier this week with Orange County.
There was the one volley from Okoli earlier in the second half that Tambakis came up equal to, pushed it over the crossbar, but fairly comfortable evening so far.
Richards playing it back through the spot, and nobody is there. Several times tonight that's happened.
Again, the ball's put into the right area. There's just nobody anticipating. You're looking for one of your center midfielders there coming from the edge of the box just to tap that one or slide it into the back of the net. And everybody's either too deep or too advanced of the ball to make it count.
Peterson to take another corner kick. Orange County looking to get on the scoreboard here with about 10 minutes to go. Taka coming off of the field. A change made.
Referee escorting Tabora off the field just to try and minimize any kind of time wasting.
Devin Sandoval replaces him. And now the corner kick coming in. A lot of bodies there, and again, it's back through a dangerous area. But New Mexico, as has been the case a lot tonight, the first team to get to it.
Yeah, nobody anticipating the second ball dropping down. That ball drops just around the penalty spot. Somebody's got to have the instinct or have that zone to be theirs to anticipate to any ball that comes first to latch onto, but there's just been nobody there for Orange County when the ball's dropped down in this game.
83rd minute. 2-0 New Mexico. Coley heads it over towards the corner. And you have to credit New Mexico as well for the adjustments they've made. When Coley came onto the field, he was ultra dangerous. The field slanted in that direction, but Sean Coley has been quiet for the second half of this second half.
Yeah, as I said, you have to give New Mexico credit. They've been under pressure and they've defended extremely well.
Tete heads it out rather, and another corner kick coming up. Orange County pushing. Here's this cross in. Dylan Ryden wins it for New Mexico across the field. Another throw though coming for Orange County.
And it's not just any throw. These cannons go into the box just like somebody's kicking in with their feet. Richards here with the long throw-ins.
It just feels like it's a matter of time before Orange County is able to latch up to one of these either corner set pieces or one of these long throws.
Yeah, New Mexico just trying to go like for like, trying to match up against Okoli and Skendi with their height and physical presence with their biggest players. I think that's what Sandoval's been able to do. He's just come into the game, but he's one of the only players that are able to be a...
Still, Orange County cannot win the header. And New Mexico does well to clear.
Sandoval, one of the players who can only match up against Skendi for size, able to compete against him in the air in a similar fashion.
Richards. So much power on that throw. Rivas has to retreat. All this pressure from Orange County. Sandoval is able to win that ball and hold it up. He wanted a foul. Looked like Skendi had a lot of the jersey for a good chunk of time, but no foul.
Two of them ragdolling each other around.
Well, tit for tat, perhaps, because Tate was in Olowski's back and no foul whistle there.
And if New Mexico are able to keep this clean sheet, it's going to build confidence for them. You know, they know that there's going to be games or periods from now until the end of the season where they're going to be under sustained pressure similar to tonight. And if they have the proven confidence that they can weather those moments and still keep a clean sheet, this is what allows teams to continue to build more confidence and even more momentum going forward. They had a good first half, maybe not such a good second half in terms of possession of the ball and building defensively, but from being tested defensively, how they've played out of possession of the ball, I think they could also maybe deem that they had a good second half from that aspect.
Anytime you get 3 points on the road, it's a good overall performance, and a team looking to ride this winning streak into a 10-day layoff. Another yellow card shown.
Sandoval getting a yellow card there for kicking the ball away after the referee blew the whistle.
5th yellow to New Mexico. Going towards the left post. Flicked on and out by Orange County. And this will give New Mexico a chance to waste some time. Fans, do you support Orange County? Why not represent Orange County? A full range of new merchandise is now available, and all 2022 merch includes the new star on the logo, so you can rep the USL champions. Visit OCSCshop.com. That is OCSCshop.com.
I think in reflection, Orange County will go back and they probably, if this game stays how it is, will say that this game was lost in the first 30 minutes of this game, conceding goals that maybe they shouldn't have or they didn't need to concede. And that gave New Mexico the upper hand, and everything else was just formalities after that. But they performed well once again, which has been the theme of the season. Theme for them so far this season is performing well and coming out the game without all 3 points or coming out of games without any points.
Well, if you're Richard Chaplow, you have to be tearing your hair out a little bit, because all the buildup into this match was talking about the fact that, can we be smarter in the final 10 minutes of games? Can we finish off contests? And in this game, you didn't start well.
Yep.
So now the message going into the next matchup has to be, how can we play a full 90 minutes?
And the keys to success for this team is that we need to keep clean sheets. If they're able to keep a clean sheet, they have a better chance of winning games or turning the good performances into points. Obviously they conceded an early goal in today's game, and then they've been chasing it since. That objective hasn't been achieved, and it's a case of going back to the drawing board this week and seeing how they can adjust better, seeing if they can correct some of the individual errors that were made, and then, you know, they go again next week.
Nico Brett takes a tumble, and he earns a foul out of that, and that'll allow New Mexico to waste a good chunk of time here. Don't miss the latest Orange County Soccer Club news and show your OCSC pride by following the team on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook.
Can't envision there'll be too much stoppage time in this game. There weren't really any nasty fouls, maybe for some of the chippiness, but
there's been some moments like these with fouls.
This is New Mexico trying to drain the clock. You know, he's not really injured. He's just trying to take an extra few seconds off the clock
New Mexico has done this to a lot of teams this year. Just 8 goals allowed, a league low overall for the season. 4 minutes of stoppage time here from Championship Soccer Stadium.
4 minutes. Fans get on for injury time and cheer for Orange County Soccer Club to finish the game strong.
Orange County 16-6 shots lead for the match. In the second half, it's 7-2. The problem has been accuracy. Just 2 of those 7 shots have been on target.
Yeah, but you can. The mentality of the players, you have to give them credit for. They never gave in. In this second half, they've continued to try to work hard and make things happen. It just hasn't come off for them tonight.
All pushed into the box. Now there is somebody waiting for that second ball, and it is perfect. A heck of a strike from Milan Oloski, and for the second time this year, he scores in stoppage time to make it 2-1.
What a strike from Lowski. And that's not an easy finish at all when the ball's coming at him in that direction. You see Richard Chaplow told him, drive that ball in. Lowski is in a great position for the second ball. Connects with it so sweetly. Goalkeeper has no chance. He actually does get a hand onto it, but nestles in the back of the net nicely. Lowski, 3 minutes to go, gets his team back into this game.
His last 5 goals had been in the first half. Twice he has scored in the final 8 minutes of a match this season. And it's the second time against Orange County he has scored in stoppage time. New Mexico, conversely, has given up a 4th goal in the last 12 minutes of a contest this year. Orange County back within 1.
And Lowski, he does have that quality as an individual. You saw that, to execute that volley at that moment of the game with that level of technique is not easy at all, but he's a player who does possess that level of ability. When he finds himself in situations, he can make you pay. So is it a case of too little too late for Orange County, or are they really able to go on and maybe squeeze the equaliser in the remaining couple of minutes of this game?
Or perhaps too little too late, but it's also too little of Oloski in this match.
It looks like Skendy's been pushed forward as a target man. So you now have Akoli, you now have Torres, you now have Skendy as bodies up top to try and find.
Portillo hits it towards the corner. Rakowski will pick it up. Is it a mad dash for an equalizing goal? Perhaps 1 more minute to go. Skendy, the target, doesn't get the first touch to it. Torres taps it down. There are open bodies on the back post. Tambakis has to get the right hand to it. A second chance from Peterson. Wide.
Tambakis coming up big in the closing stage of this game. The move of putting Skendy worked. So awkward and big to deal with up top. Torres gets hold of this ball, keeps it moving forward with the momentum. Good ball hanged up for the big guys to attack. Tambakis comes out, punches it out.
Orange County would love 1 more chance. Akoli wins the header. It's flicked on inside of the box. Torres taken down. Oloski had a chance, and it is. A penalty has been called on New Mexico, and Orange County has a chance to tie it up.
Wow. Just when we thought that Lowski missed the chance to take his team level, the referee gives a PK, and they're going to get a second chance to level things up in the last kick of the game.
Can you believe Oloski missed that shot?
Again, they just kept things going. Skendy having a tremendous impact coming up top for the last couple of minutes game. Lowski tries to find the corner, misses it, but the referee's given a PK against Torres. Orange County will now have an opportunity to get something out of this game. They've been the victims most games when they felt like other teams got points against them.
Well, New Mexico has taken 2 shots in the last 50 minutes of play. Perhaps taking the foot off the gas a little too soon. But the stingiest defensive team in the USL has given up multiple goals just 1 time this year. That was against Oakland in what finished to be a 2-2 draw. United has won 7 straight matches when leading at halftime. And 12 straight when they score the first goal. Is this the moment to equalize? For the tie, Tambakis with a monster save! Diving to his right, secures 3 points for New Mexico. The man of the match for New Mexico United comes up with a PK save at the death to preserve 3 points.
Literally the final kick of the game. Tambakis saves his team. Orange County had the chances to get themselves back into this game. They had the chances to level up this game. Lowski in open play puts it wide. The referee calls it back, gives the PK. They're unable to convert, and New Mexico leave with all 3 points tonight.
Incredible conclusion to this matchup. Still, New Mexico has given up multiple goals just once this season. And for the first time this year, the reigning USL champs have lost back-to-back matches. High drama at Championship Soccer Stadium, and New Mexico has surged up the table. Now tied for 3rd, a 2-1 victory, thanks to a clutch save from Alex Tambakis on the final kick of the match, as Eric Torres, El Cubo, couldn't put it away. New Mexico wins. The thrilling highlights and stats will wrap us up when we come back. Stick with us after a 2-1 New Mexico victory.
Run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
Welcome back to Championship Soccer Stadium. 2-1 New Mexico in what proved to be a thrilling ending in this matchup as we take a look at the man of the match presented by California Performance Company from this matchup here today. And it is also our incredible play of the game from this evening's affair tonight for Orange County in a match in which they certainly feel like they should have gotten more then 0 points in this one. Probably deserved it as well. So many times they were not there for the second ball, but this time Milan Orlowski, his 7th of the season, now second most in the USL Championship. A beautiful volley.
Orlowski with a strike there that for sure has to be a contender for goal of the week.
So now it's time for the save of the match. Brought to you by UHSM. And it was a good play here by Rakowski because Brett was in on net, and a proper touch from Brett certainly could have put this thing out of reach for Orange County, but Rakowski, making a few saves this evening, came up with that play right there. So the final score in this one, a 2-1 victory, and Orange County loses back-to-back matchups for the first time this season. It's the first win for New Mexico United as well in the Young Series history in this 4th matchup. Orange County had the overall expected goals lead 203 to 1.19 from this matchup, but it is New Mexico United, a strong first half, a strong first 30 minutes that proves to be decisive in today's contest for this one. Now it's time to take a look at the full-time highlights from this matchup. And early on in this contest, a foul was drawn, but it was perhaps a poor defending, a failed clearance right there. Skendi takes the wrong route. Maybe a little light on the foul, looked like he might have won the ball, but it is Justin Portillo, the reigning USL Championship Player of the Week, that puts one to the bottom left-hand side of the net. And that puts New Mexico on top 1-0, and then in the 32nd minute, this giveaway in the middle of the field, right side of the field, was dominant early for New Mexico, and they took advantage. Tabornataka, Nico Brett, and then Chris Weehan. He doesn't miss from that area.
Weehan there with all the time in the world, controls it, picks his head up, buries it into the back of the net.
From that point forward, New Mexico took 2 shots, and it looked like Orange County had a chance on this goal from Milan Orlowski. That made it 2-1, and Orange County, that had been fighting for the entire second half to get one, finally was on the board and gave themselves a chance against this club. And right at the end of the match, the final touches, Torres in the box gets taken down. Orlowski misses the shot, but they award the PK, and Torres misses it as Tambakis comes up with a big save. And Tambakis 6 saves in this matchup, and it certainly feels like Orange County should have come away with at least a point in this matchup, but credit New Mexico's defense for this effort this evening.
Yeah, the crazy thing is Orange County have done better when they haven't actually dominated possession. They tend to come away from the game with more. In this game, when they've actually dominated possession, you can see they had 19 shots, albeit just 7 were on target. They've come away from the game empty-handed once again. They had a great opportunity in the final stages, the last kick of the game, to get something out of the game, to equalize and get 1 point. But Tambakis came up huge for New Mexico United. And New Mexico leave with all 3 points tonight, climbing up the table.
New Mexico runs its winning streak to 8 consecutive matches when they lead at halftime. They don't get the clean sheet, but they get the 3 points, and the man of the match for New Mexico, Alex Tambakis, the 29-year-old from Athens, Greece, is the hero in a 2-1 New Mexico win. For our great crew, my partner Chris Nurse, I'm Michael Watreng signing off. New Mexico United gets the victory. They crawl into 3rd on the USL Championship table. A hard-fought matchup between these 2 clubs, but it is the visitors that walk out of Orange County with 3 points tonight. New Mexico United, its first ever win over Orange County. I'm Michael Watreng signing off. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.